what a blockbuster of a game we were treated to last night live on talkSPORT.
The fixture gods have paired these two right on cue.
This is what football's all about.
That's very difficult, and not for the first time when we played them.
Comes in towards Gordon, who heads the ball over the top of the crossbar. It lands on the roof of the net.
All Newcastle.
Dominated the first half. I thought we were really good.
Back to Gravenberg, who's going to shoot from distance and into the corner of the net against the run of play. And Anthony Gordon has just gone wiring into Virgil van Dijk.
My final decision is red card, Newcastle United number 10.
But I think this one's, unlucky on his perspective.
Towards Ekatike, and he hits it low and hard off the inside of the post, and it's the perfect start for Liverpool at the beginning of the second half.
We just felt if we could stay in the game long enough, the crowd would help us in the end.
And Bruno Guimaraes gets above the marker and heads the ball in at the far post.
Liverpool just look rattled.
Asula is there, tucks it past the goalkeeper, and it's in. It's a late dramatic equaliser from Will Asula.
What a game now. What a game.
Where emotions were all over the place.
Comes into the box, it's left, Ngumoha to finish it. He's won it. Rio Ngumoha, the teenager.
Special for him, special for us. The two games we've played really well and ended up with 1 point.
Liverpool always beat Newcastle in the Premier League. Newcastle United 2, Liverpool 3.
Yeah, it was almost one of the great comebacks, wasn't it, with 10 men. You had to admire the guts and the passion of the way they battled back, and Bruno was immense. But ultimately, a night of disappointment for the Geordies, and of course it ended up with Anthony Gordon suspended, Tonali injured, Joe Linton injured. The star of the show, or the man who had the last word at least, Rio Ngumoha, after that last-minute winner. What a take it was. And he spoke to Liverpool TV after the game.
I'm buzzing, so happy, to score, especially the winner. What a good moment, special feeling. Yeah, definitely happy. Yeah, the fans, I heard them screaming my name. That's a very, sensational moment, I would say. But, you can't just get too carried away with all the noise, like I said. Because at the end of the day, I probably do that finish 100 times on the training ground, so it's no different with the fans, but obviously the fans backing you there, and it's just crazy. Yeah, I'm 16, but, I don't want my age to show that, I can't play with the older players. I want to prove a point that I can play with people, not just get overlooked, really. I think being mentally strong, obviously winning 2-0, then they had the red card, and then, they scored 2 goals. But then us coming back and, really believing in ourselves, it's just, that's what the champions are about.
Yeah, talks very sensibly as well. Right, let's get some more events at St James's Park last night and cross over to talkSPORT's chief live football anchor, Adrian Durham. Morning, Aid.
Morning, Ed.
Morning, Jeff. Morning, Ali. He's 16. His mum still buys his trousers. 16.
Yeah, well, does your mum not buy your trousers now?
Well, just looking at them, yes, probably.
Look, Aid, you, over the years, you've witnessed some amazing moments in football, haven't you? But this has got to be right up there with the most exciting and most unexpected outcomes.
Yeah, this was a Premier League classic. Make no mistake about it. It was sensationally good. There were stories everywhere. Anthony Gordon doing what he did was just utterly ridiculous. The game then seemed all done and dusted start of the second half when Liverpool went 2-0 up. But I tell you what, people say that Newcastle had 10 men. They didn't. They had 50,000 because those fans absolutely clawed the team way back into the game. And they will feel gutted that they didn't get a point from the game. And in fact, in many ways, they could have possibly won it. They were on top. Liverpool were hanging on. And then a 16-year-old boy comes on and does that. The dummy from Szoboszlai was fantastic. Salah will get the assist, which means assist stats are just meaningless. But what a finish from the kid. Fantastic. And what you might not know is that after that little interview he did there with Liverpool TV, he actually went out and did his warm-down runs. So he had the match winner, the 16-year-old kid, on the pitch while everybody's clearing up and going home, doing little shuttle runs up and down the pitch. It was quite the sight, but an absolute classic. It really was something else. And I think after the full-time whistle, Newcastle actually seemed quite not happy because obviously they're gutted, but I think that they can feel like there are so many positives from what they did last night, whereas Liverpool, despite the win, there's some questions to be asked.
2 or 3 things, Ed. The lad was only on the pitch 10, 12 minutes. So he should be doing his shuttle runs after the game, just to put you in the picture there, mate, okay? The other thing, you're absolutely right about those assist stats. How does Szoboszlai not get the assist for that? Anyway, that's probably a topic for another day. But I've got to say, mate, what a game of football. My question to you is this, right? I think we're in for some great football this season. I really, really do. Can Liverpool win the league defending like that?
It's a great question. In their 2 games so far, they've won them both. There have been 11 goals. They've conceded 4 of them and obviously got the 6 points. So I don't think so, because that's the big question. They conceded goals, not just conceded goals last night, conceded goals against 10 men last night. Against Bournemouth, there were big wide open gaps in the middle. Now, some of this would be solved by Alexis McAllister coming back into the team. He's not fit at the moment. They haven't got an orthodox right back. I thought Szoboszlai did really well at right back, actually, and Arne Slot said as much afterwards. However, they haven't got a fit for 90 minutes orthodox right back at the moment. So there's 1 or 2 little problems within the team that might actually solve that, goals conceded issue that they have at the start of the season. Listen, if you score more goals than the opposition, you're going to win games. So they won't really see it as a problem, or Slot will see it as a problem he can fix. Centre-back is a big problem, though. Konate could easily have been sent off last night. There was a little push in the back that could have been a red card. He was already on a yellow card, and there were some injudicious challenges from him. So I'm wondering if they will. There's all this talk about spending 130 million on Isak. They need a centre-half, and Mark Gay is there to be taken. And I think there is an appetite to sell from Crystal Palace for whatever reason. Liverpool probably should take advantage of that.
Yeah. From a Liverpool perspective as well, I mean, Florian Wirtz, a player I like a lot. I mean, he was wide-eyed. He'd never seen anything like this.
No.
Never been involved in anything like this. Well, he wasn't really involved in it at all, was he? But from a Newcastle perspective, do you think that if they needed to prove something to themselves, they did, in the sense that they realised that if they need to, they can survive and can flourish without Isak?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it was interesting, Eddie Howe, after the game, I was in his press conference, and he said, we take those chances when we're on top in the first half an hour. And he said if Alexander Isak is in the side, there's more likely we're going to take those chances. So they've obviously put the £50 million bid in for Jürgen Strand Larsen, which, by the way, is wild. This is a guy that Wolves paid 20 million for 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And now he's worth 50 million. I know how it's worked out that way, but it just feels absolutely wild. I like him as a player. I'm not saying he's not worth putting into a Premier League side. I'm not even saying he's worth 50 million, but I can see the need from Newcastle. Listen, if all was well, Alexander Isak will be welcomed back into the fold. It isn't going to happen. He said it himself, the player, in his statement, that the relationship cannot continue. And I think the owner flying in, the chairman flying in for the game last night, is very prominent on the touchline afterwards, shaking hands with the players as they came in down the tunnel despite defeat, shaking hands with Eddie Howe as well, who said they appreciated the owner being there. He's there to do some business. Now, it can't just be seeing Jürgen Strand Larsen signing over the line. This has to be something to do with Alexander Isak, and I think we may well see him go before the window shuts.
Ed, we could talk all morning about this, but thank you very much indeed. Have a great night tonight in that League Cup as well.
Cheers, mate. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I love the League Cup, by the way. Those nights, early season, under the lights, fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got you, mate.
Don't touch it.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.